MI6, Agent 511, Section Chief 0606, 24th of February 2005, London, Dossier 1312. Who is Solomon Enev? Name, date and place of birth?
Solomon Enev, Paris, France, the 5th of May 1976. So, where do I start?
At the beginning.
Well, I learned about my father's death like everyone else in the world. I read it in a newspaper.
When was the last time you spoke?
About 10 years before his death. I was angry.
Did you attend his funeral?
No.
Why not?
I was still angry.
And your brother Ivan?
I hadn't seen him for years. And then...
And then what?
One day last spring, he knocked on my door just like that. That's when all this started.
What's that?
This mess.
Ivan came by this afternoon. He was looking for you. He asked me if you had finished with the passport and the papers.
He asked you that?
Yeah, and I told him that I didn't know if you had even begun them.
What would you say to that?
He asked.
And you told him that you didn't know if I even begun them? What is wrong with you?
Nothing. I told him what I know.
What do you think you know?
Don't start attacking
No,
me.
I want to know what it is, I think you know!
I know that your brother asked you to do something for him and that you're not gonna help him.
That is what you think?
Why are you stalling from helping Ivan?
Look, Ivan is my brother, and it is my choice to do whatever
You're
I like.
not doing anything.
I didn't say that!
You don't have to.
Leave this to me, okay?
Solomon, this is Ivan.
Breaking news from Geneva, Switzerland, where an early morning robbery has been thwarted by Swiss authorities. Swiss police officials report that they received an unidentified tip that an armoured car loaded with the Chinese Russo Pact's first involvement was to be attacked. A police spokesman commented that the 5 robbers were well armed and obviously militarily trained, but that it was still too early to draw any solid conclusions about the sophisticated operation. All 5 assailants were killed in the ensuing gun battle. Several anonymous police sources have reported that an abandoned car with French license plates was found near the scene of the robbery, prompting concerns about the possibility of a 6th suspect. Interpol has been alerted and has announced a European-wide manhunt for the 6th suspect. More details forthcoming as they become available.
Salomon, si tu entends ce message, c'est que je suis mort. À la dernière page de ton passeport, tu trouveras un morceau de papier, avec un nom et une adresse. Va à cette adresse, c'est le seul moyen de te sortir de là. Je suis désolé. Prends soin de toi, Ivan.
The SCR was intentionally divided into 2 separate entities, the political theoreticians safely tucked away in Paris, while your brother Ivan's Military Action Committee plotted various operations throughout Europe. Grigory Trepalov, Russian, your father's oldest friend and successor at the head of the SCR. A man at war for the better part of the past 5 decades, too self-absorbed to have any allies, but too clever not to be considered trustworthy. Christophe Dubois, French, an SCR interior deputy with big ambitions but not much sense to match. Simply put, an opportunist. Rachel Williams, Russian, educated in France, speaks Russian, French, English and German interchangeably. Charles Brown, Rachel's ex-lover, American, a journalist. Along with your brother's help, he was investigating the assassination of your father. Peter Pastin, Russian, raised in England, an ex-KGB operative in the UK, the SCR's military planner. A drunk for hire, of course always to the highest bidder. Katerina Pastin, Russian, Peter's ex-wife and still business partner. She ran their restaurant, the Dacha. Their daughter Mila, born in Paris and helplessly in love with your brother. Vasily Zhukov, Belgian, born to Ukrainian parents. Peter's personal security and longtime associate, whose allegiance to Peter had nearly worn out.
This emergency meeting has been called because of the events that have unfolded over the last few days. The death of Ivan has both stricken the party and heightened suspicion around our activities. Rachel, what is the press saying?
It is a mess. Somewhere between the police and the media is the truth. All I know is what anyone can get from a newspaper. Our contact in the police and the media are not talking.
That explains nothing. What does it say? Details about the China's Russia heist continue to be unfolded as police peel the deep layers of the operation. And we are talking about what went wrong. The party must take action to separate itself from this madness. The moment that Ivan's name is released, the police will be hunting us all. It's only a matter of time.
Yes, that is a possibility, but we must remember that the SCR Military Action Committee and the political section are different. There is no way the authorities can legally tie us to this robbery or Ivan.
Do you know how ridiculous that sounds?
This is a mess. And Rachel, in theory, you are correct. But Ivan Enev is indeed the son of the founder and famous leader of our party, Joshua Enev. We must not forget this fact. Things could become very, very difficult for us.
I agree that we must take action to make sure we are protected, but going outside the party is not the way to handle this. We have always known that something like this could happen, and now we must employ the methods of protection that we prepared.
One got away. A contact of mine has told me that there was a 6th person at the scene. Who got away? Why don't we have this information? Why don't we have these answers? Why aren't we searching for this person? Who got away?
Because they're all dead.
Who are all dead? Who?
Everybody who was involved in the operation. 5 men were assigned to it and 5 men were killed. You can read that in your precious article.
I have received information saying otherwise.
Is this information true?
Admittedly, there have been a few reports of a 6th suspect, but these seem to be more fiction than fact. The police want to create a conspiracy to give them something to do. And even if they find anything, there is no way they can trace it back here.
Unacceptable. Is that how you plan to run the party after Gregory retires?
That has nothing to do with this.
It has everything to do with your ability to lead. You are attempting to dismiss something that can cost all of us severely.
Enough! Christophe, you both know that interior party meetings are not subject to outside business. There could be no cross-talking. Peter, is there anything we should know from the military side?
As I said, I'm not exactly sure what happened. But Rachel's absolutely correct. Every operation is designed so a trail does not lead back here.
It is a waste of time.
I disagree.
Of course you do.
I am still the chairperson of this organization, for the moment. When I retire, you two can quarrel. Presently, the question facing us is what went wrong? Why were they killed? Now, if we can begin to comprehend the details, then perhaps we can piece the puzzle together, which will also give us the answer to the question as to the existence of the sixth suspect.
The sixth suspect?
But our first step is to distance ourselves from this mess.
It's a lie. As far as the police or anybody else is concerned, they cannot tie us into this. They will think that Ivan operated alone. Most importantly, nobody else was involved. As far as the police or anybody else is concerned, they cannot tie us into this. They will think that Ivan operated alone. Most importantly, nobody else was involved.
Well, I have to say, you really sound like you believe all that shit. Well, it's beautiful to see that the once great SCR, that's just a relic of a forgotten past. Well, I guess we don't need Ivan's pictures anymore.
So he is dead?
Yes, he is.
Who is this sixth person?
I don't know.
I have a better idea. Why don't you tell us about Ivan's brother?
What brother?
Playing the fool suits nobody in this room. Nor does it make your money appear any faster.
Solomon's never had anything to do with the party, even when his father was alive. I've never even met him. He has nothing to do with this.
Where is he?
I don't know. He's not a revolutionary. He's an art teacher.
Come on, where?
Last time Yvonne spoke of him, he was in St. Petersburg with his girlfriend. But I haven't heard anything since.
Since when?
He had this girlfriend who was killed in a car accident. The girl was pregnant. What's this got to do with my money?
There's still some business we need to take care of.
Look, I gave you the plans that you wanted.
What do you think of Christophe's accusation? That there was a sixth person?
Who? Solomon? Not possible. Yvonne would never add another person without telling me.
Well, that doesn't seem to be the case.
He wouldn't risk the operation like that.
Maybe not in the past. But come on, Peter, you wouldn't be sitting right here if things between you and Ivan hadn't changed.
Obviously, he knew to double-cross you.
I did my job. So you pay me.
We know that you're angry, Peter. But is that really going to change anything?
What else do you want? I set up the robbery exactly as you wanted. So where is my money?
Before Yvonne left for the robbery, he planted a bag.
What's that got to do with me?
You really think you can just vanish?
Fuck you. Fuck the pair.
You're going to find that bag.
Oh, am I? That's not what we agreed on.
Plans have changed.
By then, the SCR's internal members were engaged in a dangerous game of lies and greed, where the only equalizer was money. Rachel and Peter were looking for an exit, while Grigory was patiently waiting to make his move, using Christoph and Vasily as his pawns.
I need you to go and see your ex-lover, Charles.
Why?
We need his help.
What?
They're not going to pay us until we find something for them.
What more could they want?
Yvonne left a bag in Paris.
And what does this have to do with Charles?
Oh, Yvonne and Charles were working together. And if Charles is interested in this bag, I'm looking for it, then he won't be investigating us.
He will go straight to Grigory.
I'm counting on that.
Grigory will come after us.
No, he won't. With him and Charles looking for one bag in the middle of Paris, it'll give us enough time to get out of here.
He will still come after us.
Now listen.
No, you're being blind. If he thinks we're going to run, he will kill us. Even if he suspects we're going to run, he will kill us. That will be enough for him. This is crazy. We're never going to make it.
If you calm down, we will.
Charles will never believe me.
Yes, he will. I have some information that will interest him. Solomon will be in Paris tonight.
Solomon Enev. How do you know?
They think he's a sixth suspect.
Why is he coming back to Paris?
For his dead brother's bag.
Is it true?
Who cares?
I wonder who that is. Must be your lovely wife, Katerina.
She's not my wife.
Well, she certainly acts like one.
Hello? Yeah. Well, yeah. In about an hour? Okay. I'll meet you there. Okay. Bye.
Right, she is not your wife.
With business partners?
Business partners with a daughter.
You go and see him this afternoon, okay?
You won't believe me.
I'm sure you'll find a way.
Had your brother ever mentioned that he was looking into your father's death?
I told you, we didn't speak regularly.
Did he ever mention Charles Brown?
No.
Mr. Brown was like any other expatriated journalist on assignment too long, drunk, asking the wrong questions, and not sure of where to find the truth anymore.
Well. Sorry about the place. I wasn't really expecting any ladies today. Have a seat. I'd make you one, but I'm afraid I'm all out of clean glasses. You want to share this? Always the image of politeness. So, what's going on? Have you saved the world from capitalism yet?
What is going on here?
Just having a little drink, celebrating finishing my story. Of course,
Ivan getting killed wasn't exactly the angle I was looking for, but you have to admit it gives it a certain punch, doesn't it?
Peter knows that you and Ivan were investigating him. He suspects that you know more than you are saying.
Oh. So that's his little game, is it? Sending over the concerned ex-lover? He's gonna have to come up with something better than that.
How can he be jealous after all these years?
So what do you want?
What do you know about Ivan's bag?
What bag? Ivan is dead.
Solomon.
So what have you found?
The dacha is a cover for laundering money. It is all accounted for in the launch journals.
Who does the books?
Katerina. But every night, after we close, I bring the money from the bar, and I've seen the numbers.
For the moment that you are standing in front of her, you can make out the numbers.
Of course not. But, you know, every month, Katarina asks me to check the amounts for the liquor purchases, okay? And all over the journals, there are huge amounts being spent on operations for the party that never exist.
Who have you told about this?
Nobody, of course.
Straightening out these books requires a genius.
You're not a genius.
What could you spend 10,000 on?
10,000 francs isn't that much. It could have been a number of things. When's it from?
It's $10,000.
American dollars.
Yes, American dollars.
Must have been used for an operation.
And which is that? The one that just got Ivan killed?
Ivan was a comrade.
Oh, keep your party business out of my lounge!
Excuse me, our lounge?
Maybe, but the SCR party and its little wars are not my business, and I don't need it living a mess through here.
Stop this.
Stop what? I'm not even allowed to be bothered by a half-truth?
You know how this works. You know how the party works.
Where is the money from?
Why are you doing this? What's the problem? Suddenly you need answers? Believe it or not, not everything has to do with you.
That's right. Nothing has to do with me. All this is just for you.
That's not what I said.
Oh, isn't it? Maybe I should leave.
No. I mean no.
Peter, what kind of man are you? You are sitting here in the middle of the afternoon, drinking your vodka. All you have the time for is your party. What about your daughter?
What's this about? What's it about? Is it about the Dacia? The party? Mila? Ivan? What?
I need an answer about this money.
Why the questions? You know I have no answer for you. This is just the way things are at the moment.
Excuse us. Your father and I are just having a disagreement.
I need the keys to the office.
Excuse me?
The keys to the office, I need them.
May I ask what for?